Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Voice of Ruh. Think about it. How many nights have you cried silently, holding on to something that seemed so important, only to realize that it was never meant to be yours? Pain does not always come from what we lose. Often, it comes from forcing what Allah never wrote into our lives, clinging to relationships, opportunities, or desires that were never for us. Allah's wisdom is beyond our understanding. What He allows to stay and what He lets go is perfect, even if our hearts struggle to see it. Every attachment, every disappointment, every closed door has a purpose: to guide us closer to what is truly ours, and to protect us from what is not. Forcing what is not meant for us means trying to hold on to, control, or chase something that Allah has not destined for our lives. It could be a relationship that was never meant to flourish, a career or goal that does not align with your path, or possessions and desires that do not bring true benefit. Allah reminds us in His wisdom, Allah knows what is best for His servants. When we insist on keeping or pursuing what is not ours, we are often the cause of our own pain. We resist His decree, forgetting that His plan is perfect, even when we cannot see it. Think about it in daily life. A friendship that drains your heart instead of uplifting it. Ambitions that consume your energy but never bring fulfillment. Material possessions or status that you desperately cling to, yet fail to bring peace. This is the reality. Pain often arises from our attachments and our insistence to force what Allah never intended for us, not from the absence itself. The first step to peace is understanding this truth, accepting Allah's decree, and turning our hearts towards what is truly meant for us. Many of us suffer because we believe we can control what only Allah controls. We cling, we push, we fight, thinking that if we try hard enough, life will bend to our will. But the truth is, you cannot force what Allah has not destined for you. The tighter you hold, the heavier your heart becomes. The more you resist, the more pain you create. Allah teaches us to trust Him, to rely on His wisdom. If you rely upon Allah with due reliance, He will provide for you as He provides for the birds. They go out hungry in the morning and return full in the evening. Tirmidhi. The birds do not worry about the outcome. They do not force their path. They trust Allah for provision and guidance. And we who have intellect and faith are called to do the same. Think of your heart as holding water in your fist. The harder you squeeze, the more it slips. The more you fight to control what is not yours, the more it escapes and the more it hurts. This is the essence of tawakkul, trusting Allah completely. Pain often comes not from what is missing, but from our insistence to hold what was never meant to stay. Reflect deeply. When you feel heavy, restless, or constantly trying to control outcomes, ask yourself, am I fighting against Allah's plan? Or am I surrendering to it? Forcing what is not meant for you carries a heavy price. It destroys peace, clouds judgment, and burdens the heart. Every sleepless night, every anxious thought, every restless feeling, these are often caused not by fate, but by resisting Allah's decree. Holding on to what was never yours drains your soul and blinds you to the blessings already prepared for you. Allah reminds us in the Quran, "And whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out and provide for him from where he does not expect." Surah At-Talaq 65:2-3. The message is clear. Trust in Allah. When you force something that was never meant for you, you close the door to what He truly intended. Pain becomes heavy because resistance fights the wisdom of the Creator. Every moment spent clinging to what is not yours is a moment stolen from your growth, your faith, and your peace. But the moment you surrender, accept, and let go, relief arrives. The heart becomes lighter. The mind becomes clearer. The soul begins to breathe again. The cost of forcing is high, but the reward of trusting Allah and letting go is immeasurable. Letting go is not weakness. It is faith, strength, and wisdom. Allah has full knowledge of what is best for His servants. Trying to hold on to what is not meant for you only delays your blessings and prolongs your pain. Hadith reminder: no fatigue, nor disease, nor sorrow, nor sadness, nor hurt, nor distress befalls a Muslim, even if it were the prick he receives from a thorn, but that Allah expiates some of his sins for that. Bukhari and Muslim. When you release what is not yours, you allow Allah's mercy and guidance to reach you. You open your heart for what truly belongs to you. You gain peace, clarity, and strength. Reflect. The tighter you hold, the more you suffer. The moment you open your hands and trust Allah, you create space for blessings, love, and opportunities that are truly destined for you. Letting go is not giving up. It is a conscious act of trusting Allah's perfect plan. It is knowing that what leaves your life was never meant to stay, and what remains is guided by divine wisdom. Remember, every moment of surrender is a step closer to peace, patience, and contentment in this life and the next. How can you recognize what you are forcing that was never meant for you? How can you start letting go and trusting Allah? 1. Observe the effect on your heart. If something drains you, makes you restless, or constantly weighs on your soul, it may not be yours to hold. 2. Check your identity and values. Anything that causes you to betray your principles, dignity, or self-respect is not from Allah's blessing for you. 3. Notice the constant struggle. If every effort feels like a battle against yourself, it is a sign that the path you are forcing is not aligned with your destiny. 4. Turn to prayer and reliance on Allah, tawakkul. Perform salah, make dua, and trust Allah's plan. Ask Him to guide your heart and open doors meant for you. 5. Redirect your energy. When you stop clinging to what is not yours, you free time and energy to pursue what truly benefits your soul, strengthens your faith, and brings you closer to Allah. Reminder from the Quran: and rely upon Allah, and sufficient is Allah as disposer of affairs. Surah Al-Ahzab 33:3. Practical action. Reflect daily on what you are holding too tightly. Let go consciously and trust that Allah will replace it with what is better. Make a dua for patience and guidance. This is how pain turns into a lesson. Struggle becomes growth, and trust in Allah brings peace. How much of your pain comes from forcing what Allah never destined for you? Reflect deeply. The heaviness in your heart is not always punishment. It is often a divine reminder. A call from Allah to release what was never meant for you, to trust His perfect wisdom, and to surrender fully to His plan. Remember, what is meant for you will never leave, and what is not meant for you will never stay. Holding on to the wrong path only delays your blessings and prolongs your suffering. Hadith reminder: the most beloved of deeds to Allah is the one that is continuous, even if it is small. Bukhari and Muslim. Even small acts of letting go, trusting Allah, and submitting to His decree bring immense reward and peace. Pain is not an enemy. It is a guide. Every discomfort, every longing, every closure is a lesson from Allah, steering you toward what is truly yours. So today, Take a deep breath and decide. Stop forcing what was never yours. Open your hands, place your trust in Allah, and allow His mercy to flow into your life. Peace will return. Clarity will emerge. Blessings will arrive in ways you could never have imagined. Ask yourself one final time, how much of my pain comes from forcing what Allah never destined for me? Trust Him, release the rest, and watch your heart find ease. If this reminds you of Allah's wisdom, like, share, and subscribe. Comment, I trust Allah's plan.